Thor wins.
Greetings again, YouTube. 大家好, your boy Tony the Chankfield here. Why do I have Thor front and center even after I reviewed him? Why is he without his red cape? If you guessed that I've managed to remove his cape, you're correct. But how did I accomplish that without using tools? For those who prefer having Thor with his cape on, you're advised to skip this video immediately. You'll have to partially disassemble Thor by removing his hair at least. You'll have more room to work, and the cape won't risk having too much wear and tear, since there's no hair for the cape to accidentally rub on. You can also detach Thor's arms as an extra step. Just twist them loose from his torso. Use your fingers and your thumb to gently tug one end of the front of the cape towards the bottom of Thor's torso until you see a small hole. The fabric has some stretch. Just some. I could be wrong though. That hole allows one end of the cape to hook or cling behind one of these round plates on Thor's chest. Keep tugging until the hole is big enough for you to start pulling one end of the cape towards you and out of the round plate. If you're patient enough and use the right amount of strength, the first end will slide off. For the sake of this video, I'll place this end of the cape back into place just to show that having Thor wear his cape again is possible. Now to finish taking off the other end of the cape. If you detached Thor's arms earlier, twist them back into his torso. Peg his hair back on. Tight fit sometimes. All done. Thor's cape is removed. Now I must give precautions to those who want to try this themselves. Notice the front of the cape that originally clung onto Thor's chest plates. There's some wear and tear that probably resulted from continuously tugging on those ends. That should tell you that frequently removing and reattaching the cape wouldn't be recommended unless you're good at sewing and have sewing materials handy to stitch up the wear and tear. Remove or reattach the cape with minimal force only when necessary, perhaps once every 3 to 4 months, maybe 5 to 6. I'm no expert on fabrics, so I don't have an educated guess on how much Thor's cape can withstand tugging. Overall, follow these precautions and attempt the steps to remove the cape at your own risk. If you're wondering what I'll do with Thor's cape, I'll place this into a Ziploc bag along with Thor's unused parts and accessories. I'll put Thor's cape back on during Chinese New Year because, well, sporting red around that time should bring good luck. My family and I need as much good luck as possible. If these answers won't suffice, I'm sorry to say that viewers will have to accept that how I pose my Thor figure is my own choice. Don't get me wrong, Thor's cape still looks fantastic. Definitely integral to Thor's character, but the fact that the cape is made of fabric means that this accessory will either be a dust magnet or a fire hazard. I'll compromise by having the cape handy during special occasions. No more, no less. Let's see Thor Sing-Sang without his cape. From the front, he's the same old. What I notice now, thanks to said cape being gone, is that his trapezius muscles and his shoulders seem out of place or out of alignment. To clarify, his trapezi look fine and very large thanks to his physique, but his shoulders should also be placed higher, near his trapeze, or else those shoulders will look like they're sagging or drooping. The cape hid that minor difference in proportion, but I'll have to overlook that while the cape is gone. Here's Thor from behind. He wears an extra skirt flap that happens to be molded with the other 3 flaps. His back muscles have plenty of definition, which is no surprise. Wonder how his training regimen works his back. Also, take time to admire his triceps. I've said enough. Many thanks for sticking with me while I spent quality time with the Norse thunder god. Here's hoping that Thor's price will be lowered in time for viewers to find him on their own, without having to pay over $50 like I did. Again, this was a rare treat, and my birthday was coming up. I'm not paying full price for figures again for a long time. As always, feel free to find my fan art on my DeviantArt page. You'll see photos of 12-inch Thor also. Link in the description, as usual. Thanks again for watching. 多谢收睇.